who want to live a lifestyle that defies the laws of our society.
Your information, Malcolm, the shots came from the MOVE headquarters directed at the police. None whatsoever. Don't need to listen. We got all the information from eyewitnesses who were there, including Monsignor Devlin, who was the Cardinal's chief on union relations in this city. There is no question that MOVE fired the first shot. The nation of the shooting.
I can't really tell. I'm not a policeman. I'm not an expert in those fields. I can say this, that I had just left the house, had walked across the street toward the truck, which was padded with sandbags, when I heard the first shot. My back was to the building. I couldn't tell where that shot came from.
Richard Maloney of KYW. The Commonwealth was aware that Richard Maloney had information that the first shot was fired from across the street from MOVE compound, and it was fired by someone other than a MOVE person, fired in the direction of the MOVE compound.
There was a suspicion that some shots had come from elsewhere. One reporter claims to have looked up and seen the muzzle of a weapon sticking out the window.
Of the MOVE house?
No, this house here, in the southwest corner of 33rd and Baring.
How conclusively say that the patrolman shot the don't know? That the people across
because I was standing immediately across the street, because I know where the shots came from, because I know where the man was standing. That's how come I know.
Walt Hunter from WCAU, by the way, swears that a shot was fired going in this direction.
Do you know who fired the first shots?
It wasn't MOVE, it came from across the street.
I heard that it was people in the
some MOVE haters that fucked up and shot a cop.
16 witnesses for the defense to testify that there was someone across the street who was shouting obscenities at the MOVE compound and firing.
Can you repeat for us again how the fatality occurred? From what we can determine, and remember that investigations take considerable time, you have to go to the scene, reconstruct to the degree that you can. Remember that the people that we want to reconstruct this with, one of them is dead, and the others are incapable of being talked to.
So do you believe this is just a symbolic gesture, tearing the house down at this point, the very day of the shootout?
I think that at least at this point is what it is, but I think behind it is the question we've got to ask is why. You know, why is that house being torn down, and why is there such great effort put to it around a property eviction to want to, in fact, create this kind of climate and then ultimately tear the house down? There must be more to it than just that property.
The compound tore down following the...
Beg your pardon, sir?
Compound tore down following the demolish following the...
So they can't get back in again.
But the city has indicated for some time now that they wanted to tear the property down within minutes or hours after the MOVE members left, which would certainly be a denial of one of their basic fundamental rights.
A psychotic group of revolutionaries that I know of and dealt with myself, but only in a civilized community, only in a democracy could they get away with what they're getting away with. If they were in the countries that they represent, like some of the others that were here, the Stokely Carmichaels, the Cleavers, that all ran to Cuba, Red China, Africa, you name it, but they were very anxious to get back here because they couldn't do what they do in this country, in the countries whose doctrine they represent. And that's what's wrong with this country. We're backing off too much.
But at every step of the way, including the final act today, the police used commendable restraint, and it was done for many reasons, most of all because of the children who were present today. The police probably would have been legally within their rights to have, subsequent to the shooting of Officer Ramp, stormed the house and killed all of the 12 people in that basement.
After the policemen were shot, do you know of any instance where some officers may have become a little overzealous in arresting some of the MOVE members?
I know of one instance where one of the MOVE members came out the window with a cartridge case in one hand, a clip, and with a knife in the other, and where he was hit on the top of the head with a steel helmet and was taken into custody, if that's what you're referring to, Bill.
And I can...
If that's overzealous, so be it.
There had been much concern on the part of many people that the police would make a violent assault on the MOVE members. As it turned out, the police acted with precision and restraint.
Commissioner, what's the situation in Taunton now? There were several confrontations between the local people and the police.
The police are in control in Powelton at the present time, and if there are any additional confrontations, I can assure you that the police will take care of them. We'll not brook any nonsense. Anybody that takes his own out in Powell or anywhere else in this city is going to be crushed.
Police brutality. Moses, I'm not even going to discuss that.
Let me tell you something. You know, this business of your report, the mayor's kind to you. The mayor's very kind to you, and I am usually very quiet. But I've had it up to here with individual reporters who are constantly our adversaries. Constantly. And I think when you go out and you talk to these people and stir them up and try to find out who did what, where, and all that, that you're being totally unfair to the police of this community and to the people of this community.
So what's their excuse this time?
That's right.
You know, what excuse they gonna keep on using? You know, because people don't like this, right? They all the while they played on news media that the people in Powell Village agreed with what was going down. That was a lie.
And you accept at face value absolute lies that are told to you. You don't even get off your asses and walk down to look where these people claim they were. So one of you people ought to start examining your consciences.
What do you do when you print it? You put it out. It's not reviewed by trained lawyers. It's not taken by trained investigators. And you put it out and people who unfortunately had confidence in the media. They're learning, though, not to have. They believe what you read, what you write, what you say. And it's got to stop. And one day, and I hope it's in my career, that you're going to have to be held responsible and accountable for what you do.
Mayor, make you outline what the charges are, please. Exactly what the charges are against the movement.
All 12 were charged with 1 count of murder, conspiracy, weapons violations, and 8 counts involving the other 8 officers and firemen who the Commissioner outlined to you. 8 counts of aggravated assault, simple assault, attempted murder, weapons violations, and conspiracy. 9 counts in general, but 8 counts of attempted murder, 1 count of murder.
Any outstanding murder warrants?
No, at this time, all the charges that have been placed are levied against the 12 in the House. The other people who are fugitives, of course, there are pending charges back from May of 1977.
Mayor Rizzo, you say you don't expect this to be the end of the move. Could you elaborate on what do you mean?
The only way we're going to end them when the ones that are responsible get that death penalty back and put them in the electric chair and I'll pull the switch. That's when I'm sure they'll not be around. You know, and it's amazing, you can look at the reporters. You know, this is the amazing thing. I've been around a long time and I dealt with newspaper reporters in my long